Hey everybody, welcome back to the 6 round post-fight show with me, Zane Simon, and my co-host, once again, as always, Eddie Mercado. We're coming to y'all just from the close here of UFC Fight Night, Song versus Gutierrez, and a pretty solid card right up until that main event, where that was just not interesting.
Nope, it was boring.
Yeah.
Straight up boring. And
Yeah.
I kind of I was afraid this might have happened. I definitely expected a decision, but I expected way more wow moments. Like I expected when Song landed, he had one knockdown. I expected him to do much more damage, but Gutierrez is just so fucking elusive and sticky, and like I hate watching him fight, dude. I fucking hate it.
Okay, I know I've defended it in the past, but you got a point tonight. I'm not gonna. I mean, he's a classic neutralizer. He's a dude. His whole game is geared around taking things away from other fighters, from making their fights worse, rather than adding his own offense in. That's who he was way back in the day. He's improved and changed a lot of things, but I think you put him in against really high level athletes, and he just falls right back into that neutralizer role where it's just all about, what if I just don't let you do anything? And it's like, yeah, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to watch somebody fight when their whole game is just, what if we don't fight? What if this fight doesn't have to happen? And unfortunately, I think what this also showed. And credit to Connor, he pointed this out on the Vivisection. I didn't really quite believe him, but I believe him now. That Song Yadong has really bad pressuring footwork. He can't cut the cage off at all. And that really showed up big in this. Because I think, unfortunately, Gutierrez made Song look really uncomfortable out there. Like, he just could not step and cut him off while landing his own offense. And the only times he could do it were when he absolutely went all out blitz and made up for the lack of footwork with speed, and when he shot in and just looked to take Gutierrez down.
Yeah, but you also have to credit Gutierrez for he's being just obstinate, and
he's got good footwork. He's got good elusive footwork, and that's
what to deal with.
It is that it really, when somebody else has good footwork and they don't want to fight, it really makes people with bad footwork show up. Like, it really shows off a hole in somebody's game when you get that kind of match. And yeah, the result is just kind of nobody walks away really looking good. Song Yadong looked uncomfortable. He it's a credit to him that he found a way to win despite looking uncomfortable, that he found the wrestling, he got to dominant positions, he got a knockdown, he did start doing some damage late in the fight, but it really took him 3 solid rounds to get up the determination to just not care what Gutierrez had to throw at him and just walk into him.
Right. And then once he realized he can control him from the top,
yeah.
Then he's like, well, why stand and bang with this guy and have this frustrating fight when I can just get on top and hold him there?
Yeah.
Which I get, I get. I don't blame Song at all for this.
I blame him a little. He needs to learn to cut the cage off better if he's going to be a top tier fighter. If he's going to beat if he's going to not lose that fight to Corey Sandhagen, if he's going to, beat Peter Yan and.
Well, see, that's my problem. Why are you going to call him out?
Yeah, I know. You're just on this whole, save Petr Yan from the tough fights.
I just want to see him get a win and then put him against one of these guys. Can we get him a win?
All the killers want to fight Petr Yan, Eddie.
I understand that, but damn, can my guy get a dub first?
I know, but the unfortunate thing is too, that Petr Yan wants to fight all the killers. He's not going to be like, oh, I don't want to fight tough fights.
He just faced off with Conor McGregor. How awkward was that? Did you see it?
No, I didn't. I just saw somebody who was making fun of it, saying that they needed to like.
Hopefully everybody, because it was
Yeah.
weird. It was really weird.
Yeah, I saw somebody saying, "Hey guys, I need a bantamweight to face off with a flyweight in a promotion that nobody cares about," or something.
It's like the further removed Conor gets from fighting, the more weird and awkward his face-offs become.
Yeah.
Remember his thing with Mike Perry? Like they had their little face-off, and like nobody knew what was going on or why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely one of those things where Conor McGregor has a UFC fight in front of him, and that seems to anything else in the world is what he would rather be doing. Running for president of Ireland,
Right.
going like fighting Petr Yan, fighting Mike Perry, fighting Dustin Poirier again, fighting Justin Gaethje,
Some old guy at the bar.
whatever he could do that is not fight Michael Chandler. That is what Conor McGregor wants to be doing right now. Yeah. Otherwise, like I say, I mean, it just kind of sucks for these small events because they always live by the main event. So this fight card wasn't bad, but it ended on a real down note.
No, it wasn't bad. The main card, I think, started a little rough, and it ended rough.
I enjoyed some of the scrambling between Muniz and Jin Young Park, but I hated seeing Jin Young Park lose that way in the end.
I hate seeing Muniz win in that way. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Damn that. That's
like I enjoyed the prolonged. I actually enjoyed the prolonged grappling battle that won Muniz his one clean round.
Really? You like the just holding on like that?
Where Park is constantly working to try to get
Zane. You better ship me a bottle, bro. That shit sucked. It was boring. I love grappling. I got a fucking Rev Gear Jiu-Jitsu shirt on.
You do.
I love me some Jiu-Jitsu. That second round was trash.
See, I just hate the first and the third where Muniz tried to hold on but got punched a bunch, and the judges were like, "No, you didn't get punched enough, so we're going to give you the holding rounds."
One judge gave it to him.
Yeah, one judge gave it to Park. Whatever. All right, let's talk about a good fight. Khalil Roundtree, Anthony Smith, and this just felt like the only thing they came to do tonight was trade power shots. It was never like a frenetic brawl, but it was just everything Anthony Smith is doing is trying to line Khalil Roundtree up to hit him really hard. And everything Khalil Roundtree is doing is trying to line Anthony Smith up to hit him really hard.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
It's kind of as advertised. I expected more leg kicks, honestly.
Yeah. Smith has always been prone to him. Roundtree went to him for a little bit, but I think, honestly, Smith I felt like he took a pretty good approach to this, which was to just kind of ping between pressing Roundtree really hard or forcing Roundtree to really come to him and never really just sitting in that middle distance, which is actually, I think, what ended up getting him knocked out is the point where he just kind of got off of really stepping on the gas against Roundtree and just tried to get at the edge of the pocket and trade with him at the end there late in the fight. But early on, I think he took the low kicks out of it by just really going after Roundtree hard early in the fight, which felt like the right move.
Yeah, you got to pressure Roundtree. You have to make it a fight.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think there's anyone as scary as Khalil Roundtree that is that just does not have his fight or flight in check.
Yeah.
Like every fight seems like he's in a real fight.
It does.
It never looks like a competition, and he's such a boss. And if he just romps on the gas, it's like he can take anybody out. But then when he feels that pressure, it's like, why are you backpedaling? Run
Yeah.
through Anthony Smith. Run through him. You have all the tools to do it. It's just up here. You gotta like know that you have that, and that's the only real knock on Khalil Roundtree.
That said, I am now for the first time never considered it before he said it, but the idea of Khalil Roundtree versus Alex Pereira at light heavyweight, like it doesn't even have to be a title fight. Maybe Alex Pereira loses the belt in a year or something, and you need somebody else to fight. Khalil Roundtree is that dude. That is the fight I absolutely want to see get made. Also, in response to Sumdat Roy here, I'm going. How many losses does Smith need to stop being one win away from a title shot? I think he's got like 3 more in him. What do you think?
It's the division. Everybody's 1 win away from a title shot. Honestly,
Anthony Smith does feel very much like he's in that Glover Teixeira territory, where there was a point where Glover was losing every other fight, and you were still like, yeah, he's still just right there.
Yeah. And it's like, it's his consolation prize for not cheaply winning the light heavyweight title off of John Jones.
That's right.
He could have taken that and got the DQ. So, he gets the rub sometimes.
Yeah, awesome win for Roundtree. Great KO. That dance Anthony Smith did there, man.
Oh, man. Or how about just the towering over with the threat of the hammer fist?
Do you want it? Do you want? Yeah, like are you really gonna move? Oh no, absolutely,
man.
And Smith, meanwhile, stepping on all the marbles out there. Just
I really wish Khalil Roundtree would have turned to the crowd and done the sideways thumb.
There you go. Yeah,
with the hammer fist, like what a gentleman, though, huh?
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, Anthony Smith is a cool dude, or so it seems. No need to dish out some unnecessary punishment. And it kind of makes up for, stomping out the knees of guys.
hey, it's a fight.
Yeah,
it's legal. I'm for it.
I'm for it, too. Well, I'm not for it, but like...
Well, yeah.
I'm for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. For that, Nasrat Haqparast, Jamie Malarkey, and I was saying earlier this week that, like, man, I bet Jamie Malarkey would just kill to have Nasrat Haqparast base athleticism, because this is just one of those, like, Malarkey's the dude who has none of the gifts but tries really hard to integrate everything into his game and do everything. Haqparast is out there as mini Gastelum, just kind of coasting on being faster and harder hitting than everybody. And poor Malarkey, like, you go out there and it's just like, oh wait, no, yeah, this dude's way faster than you. I'm sorry, man. That's a wrap.
Yeah, that's tough. But I mean, kind of saw it coming.
Oh yeah. I mean, what can you do? Like,
Malarkey's weird, man. He's like just kill or be killed. He's either just all over somebody or he's getting smoked.
Well, he's one, like I say, he's not that athletic. So I think he really has to go out there and do everything. He has to go out there and put people through everything. But he's also, a lot of the guys that make that work are really insanely durable, and he's not that. And that's a terrible combination of having to be aggressive and not being able to take all the shots.
Dude, bless his heart, man. He tried to stand back up. He got dropped and just stood back up and just ate so many punches to the forehead.
Oh, man.
Unblocked. It was almost cartoonish. Like, that was pretty bad.
Solid win for Haqparast, though. Looks, when he wins big, he looks great. So,
yeah, he's on a little tear now.
Yeah, I'm just still waiting for that day when he stops, when he looks to throw other stuff than the one. I mean, I guess this fight was a good step in that direction. He actually hurt Malarkey with an uppercut, I believe.
What's that? I thought it was an overhand.
Oh, maybe it was.
Overhand left.
It's always the overhand left.
But then
that is the safest bet. Yeah.
I mean, he hit him with so many punches.
It's true.
As he was like standing back up.
Yeah.
So there was probably a couple uppercuts in there.
All right. For that bantamweight bout, Tim Elliott, Sumudaerji, And man, what a performance from Tim Elliott on short notice.
Yeah, no kidding. I was afraid this was going to happen.
I picked Elliott because I was just like, you know what? It's super short notice, but sometimes a matchup is just a matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And Sumudaerji's takedown defense is not that great. And the biggest thing is he's a dude who always wants to stay aggressive and always wants to stay in the fight. So he's just willing to make mistakes grappling. He's just willing to scramble with people, willing to not try to play it safe, never trying to just like, oh, I'll just hold you down and wait till I see what happens. And Elliott's a dude that, you know, you can't really afford to do that with.
No, it's true. He's a
that blood,
multi-veteran.
The blood spraying out of his mouth.
It's like a fucking dolphin or something. Dude, that was nuts. Man, It was like his last. It was like his dying breath.
it was absolutely a death rattle.
Man, shout out to Elliott though. Man, he just showed up and did his thing.
Yeah, loved it. Loved to see it. Loved his post-fight speech talking about how, you know, he just feels like he's out there in his post-contender years, just looking to have as many fun fights as he can.
Yeah, he's looking to get paid. He's trying to fight often. How about that little somersault roll he did into the body kick?
That was awesome. That was way, way, way better than Chris Gutierrez's Imanari roll, which we skipped over.
True.
But that really has to be like, man, Gutierrez, you could see all the frustration in round 4 out there. You know,
he's talking to the referee.
He's talking to the audience.
Not listening to his corner when he sits down.
Yeah, and he's doing that whole like, oh, he hit me in the back of the head when it's him turning away from shots. And it's like, man, you can't turn away from punches and complain if it hits you in the back of the head. That's on you. And then that round 5, that was just, it felt like the ultimate, I don't know what I'm doing anymore out here. Here's my Hail Mary, might as well be a give up situation where it's like, you're not getting, how many Imanari rolls have you done in the gym that have been successful? Because that looked like it was 0.
No, they're tough, especially in like a real life situation. That's wild.
Yeah.
But I don't feel bad for him at all. You want to fucking come out here and neutralize people and be boring? I'm glad you're frustrated. I'm glad. How's it feel? You know what I mean? This goes both ways, guy.
Yeah. All right. For that, we already kind of got into it. Andre Muniz, Junyoung Park. This was really my sad fanboy moment of the fight, or moment of the card for me, because I love seeing the Iron Turtle win. And this felt like a very winnable fight for him. And every time that he actually got in good position, it looked like a super winnable fight. Anytime he got on top of Andre Muniz, he just lit him up. But that was for like a minute total out of 15 minutes.
I still think he won the fight.
I still think he won the fight too. I'm extra salty about it.
Yeah, this is whack. It makes me hate Muniz, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, dude? You come out here and hug the guy for, you know, damn near probably close to 14 minutes.
Let's see what we got on the stats.
You know, it's got to be pretty close to that.
Andre Muniz had...
But no damage.
9 minutes and 34 seconds of control and 14 landed significant strikes.
How many significant strikes did the Turtle have?
27.
That's what I'm saying, dude. This is bullshit.
Yeah. And in round 1, Park had 13 compared to Muniz with 3. And in round 3, Park had 8 to Muniz with 2.
Yeah, this is... I don't know.
They were even both... The thing that really gets me is they're even both credited with 2 minutes of control in that round. In round 3. But only one judge gave it to him. Oh, well, no, 2 judges gave it to him. And the third didn't. So...
Yeah, this is unfortunate. Like, how did
is.
Muniz win? I don't understand.
Just
I mean,
this
I
is a
do
pure. It's a
understand.
control reward, and that it feels wrong.
Yeah, it feels gross. I feel dirty. I feel like I need
Yeah,
a shower.
hate to see it. Really. All right. Further down on the card, welterweight bout: Kevin Jusay against Song Kenan, and pretty decent performance for Jusay. Just kind of highlighted the typical problem for Song Kenan, which is that he doesn't throw nearly enough offense.
And he doesn't throw in combinations.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have any sustained offense. It's these
No.
little ass bursts. And they're super effective when he does go and does pull the trigger, but he doesn't do it enough.
Yeah,
And
I
he
mean,
struggled with that range also here.
I think it's just a thing where he really doesn't like to, like a lot of fighters, he doesn't like to sit down in the pocket and trade for long periods of time because it's too easy to get lost defensively and not know where the next punch is coming. And so you could see Jusay out there throwing 3 or 4 shots, and Kenan would step in with like one, and it would be a good one. But then he would just be like, okay, if you're throwing 2 or 3, I gotta back out and reset. And it's just like, I mean, you got the power. Jusay is stock stiff, standing up there with his chin.
No.
All you got to do is just keep throwing, But
He even
doesn't.
had that nice left elbow once he got
Mhm.
to the clinch, but just couldn't quite do enough damage with his moments. And really got lit up with that jab. Like that really
Yeah.
busted his eye up, just disrupted his rhythm, kept him on the outside. Jusay just did his thing.
Yep.
Those
Yep.
leg kicks were really effective too. So
Solid fight from him. Really kind of just cruised to a fairly dominant decision.
and that's the thing. Like if he can learn to build off that jab, he's a problem.
Yeah, he is. I'm still worried about his defensive posture. There's a fight out there with like Chaos Williams or something that's just going to see him get absolutely nuked someday. But
Yeah, what weight is this?
welterweight,
Okay. Yeah, probably.
Shavkat Rachmanov or something. But like, there are a lot of fighters too that just don't have that power. They don't have that fluidity to land easily on him. Song Kenan is a big power hitter, but he couldn't find it. So yeah, he's got the fundamentals. I like Jusay because I feel like he is a great example that the base tools that city kickboxing is teaching guys are really effective. Like when you're unathletic dudes fight like that, that's a good sign for your camp overall.
I wouldn't say he's that unathletic.
Okay, he's not Israel Adesanya
He is
or
stiff. He
Volkanovski.
is a little stiff on the stand up.
Yeah, he's a little stiff. He's not as, fast or fluid as some of the other guys. He's not one of the top tier guys there.
That jab's pretty fluid.
It's a good jab. They're teaching him good fundamentals, is what I'm saying. All right. That gets us to a flyweight bout. Park Hyun-sung against Hyun-sung Park against Shannon Ross. And man, like I refuse to be the person to tell anybody to stop fighting and tell anybody to retire. But what I will do is I will hunt down and find out who Shannon Ross's coaches are, and I will text them that they should tell him to retire. Just no, I didn't say it because I'm just a fan watching from the outside. I don't know what his life is like. I don't know what his situation is like, but I do know that you can't be getting knocked out this much.
So here's the thing. It's like this is his 4th stoppage loss in a row.
Yeah.
And like the first 3 are like concussions. This one is body work. Like you just got your ass kicked Like
He's just not durable anywhere.
you got the piss kick, but like you don't have the striking for the UFC.
Yeah,
You
or
know
the
what I mean?
durability. He doesn't have the durability for MMA at all.
Sure. Yeah.
You know,
He that's tough. Like
it
that.
is like that's how do you give somebody that message that like you are not physically tough enough for this sport?
I don't even know how he got into the UFC.
They liked his heart and his story, and he had some like fan appreciation, and he put on a war on the Contender Series. So they were like, okay, fine, we'll give you a contract too. And feels like a mistake because like you just I mean, I'm glad he's getting paid more than he would on the regionals for taking this damage. There's that, but that's pretty small consolation.
It was cool watching that though. The
Yeah,
kick to
it
the
was a
body,
great
the double hooks to the liver, like pretty shit. That was really pretty.
It was a lot of fun.
And you know, Ross was competitive for like the first 30 seconds.
He had a moment in there. No, the thing is, if you go and watch his fights from the regionals, when he doesn't get slept, he's a pretty good, solid veteran fighter who can make a lot of things happen. He's been around a long time. He's fun. He's well-rounded.
But very much a glass cannon.
Yeah. Reminds me kind of like Sam Cecilia.
Ooh. Okay.
Pulling out the old school reference.
Sick jitsu.
Yeah, yeah. The no defense is a very sick jitsu way to fight. Defense is for sissies.
That's right. That's what offense is for.
That's right. That brings us to a lightweight. But speaking of that's what offense is for, Steve Garcia, Melquizael Costa. I really thought that Costa would just put out too much offense for Garcia and make things too tough for Garcia to wade in on him. And he's never been knocked out before, Costa. So I was just like, Garcia, he's a venomous brawler in the pocket, but he has to get into the pocket to make that happen. I don't think Costa's going to let that happen. And Costa hung on for dear life for a round, and then Garcia just bulldozed him. Like that was the pure rage of being hugged for a round, expressed in its purest form. No,
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it. That's what I wanted the Iron Turtle to do.
Me too. I'm a big Steve Garcia fan as a fighter too. I love watching him because any chance he gets, he is always his most violent self.
Yeah, I love it.
It's awesome.
I really wanted to pick him here too, but I just couldn't.
No, I didn't. Hey, like I said, Costa's never been knocked out, and he puts out a lot of offense. And I thought, Garcia, he gets hurt and he loses early in every fight. And he didn't even get hurt early in this fight. He still lost it early. And so I was like, yeah, Costa can just keep that up and kind of cruise by him. Garcia's he's getting mean. Like
Matt Brown mean.
Yeah.
He's nasty.
So
yeah, that ground and pound was ridiculous, dude. He went like right from the rear naked choke to fucking elbows.
Yeah. A true bloody elbow, as people noted on Twitter.
Yeah, that was filthy, and his call out was phenomenal.
Nate Landwehr, Steve Garcia. I want to watch the hell out of that fight. Ooh. Yeah, okay. We got to mention that too. Melquizael Costa was wrestling the ref for like 30 full seconds after that TKO.
Yeah, he was trying a single leg on someone with pants and shoes on.
Yeah, he basically had a hand in the ref's back pocket, fishing for change, and still didn't realize that this was not Steve Garcia.
Yeah, that's pretty rocked.
Yeah. that was ridiculous. Yeah, just awesome violence from Garcia out there. And yeah, I hope he got a bonus for that.
Yeah, me too. Especially he had that sickness last week. He had to pull out of the fight. which is really probably a better move for him, making Costa peak twice, so to speak.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Cut that weight twice. Man.
This was a night of great call-outs in general, though. Like Steve Garcia calling out Nate Landwehr. Then we had Tim Elliott. Who was he calling out?
Well, Elliott called for anybody.
He called for anybody. That's right. No, it was then
Roundtree called out Alex Pereira.
Roundtree called out Alex Pereira, and then
Tyra called out Mokaev.
Yeah, Tyra called out Muhammad Mokaev, which we'll get to this fight in a second. But that was also an awesome call out that I want to see. So before that, unfortunately, another complete stinker of a fight. Luana Santos, Stephanie Edgar, and Santos missing weight. And then this is one of those fights that, like, I can't even remember who I scored it for. I almost want to say I might have scored it for Edgar.
Sure, I think I did.
But every round, it should have just been a 28-28. Every round was so close, and there was so little dividing any performance in any round that being like, oh yeah, this person definitely, they won that round. You got to score it this way.
I thought the first round was pretty clear for Santos. She was throwing a lot of kicks early in that
Maybe.
round.
I don't know.
But this fight was trash. I expected a lot of crazy scrambles, and we got none of them.
No.
Just a bunch of wall install.
Just a bunch of cage hugging. So,
yeah, not a good fight at all.
Terrible fight. Glad not to have to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
And then we got the Tatsuro Tyra Carlos Hernandez flyweight fight, and this fight was also really solid. This was fun.
Yeah, it was Hernandez came to scramble.
He did.
For 30 seconds. After that, he just got dominated on the ground.
Yep. Tyra he is just a beast on the mat.
Like how Tyra didn't he didn't want that submission.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? He was like, "Oh, I dropped you. I hurt you with some stand up. I'm getting me a knockout." And he chased down the knockout. I really like that.
It was great to see. He looks good. I still, his striking game is still a little shallow. He had a lot of reach and power and just physicality on Hernandez out here. But it was nice to see him putting his shots together like that and going after the TKO and just pursuing that and like getting more comfortable with his striking and all that. That's really feels like what you want to see out of him is he tries to grow that part of his game. So, and then calling out Mokaev, because Mokaev is not a comfortable striker. He is not at all at this point in his career. So that fight feels like it'll be an absolutely insane scramble because Mokaev is confident enough that I know he thinks he can out-scramble Tatsuro Tyra.
And that's the thing. They're both confident that they can out-grapple the other. So I don't think this would be one of those situations where the grapplers decide to stand. I think they'll actually mix it up. And it'll be insane. 2 like top-tier flyweight scramblers, sign me up.
Yeah, I want to see that a lot. So I hope the UFC makes that. I hope Mokaev wants to take that fight. I realize it's not really a step up in the rankings for him, but it's just a cool fight to make. So I want to see it.
Yeah, and it's one that one of those that might get revisited way later down the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They fight now and then fight in like 5 years or something.
Exactly. They both seem like fighters that could easily be title contenders in that division someday. And then we open the whole thing up with a women's strawweight bout. Talita Alencar, Rayanne. No, it's not Rayanne. It's Heine.
I'm going to just say Amanda. You can say
Amanda
all you want. I'm not saying that.
Heine Amanda. That doesn't.
Stop it, Zane. You're a child.
But I don't really feel like Alencar won this or Alencar won this fight. I'm not gonna make a big argument for it, but
nah, she did a butt scoot, man.
yeah,
You can't butt scoot in MMA. I don't
no.
respect it. Not
And
a fan of the butt scoot. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And I get that Amanda looked like she was flagging pretty bad. Like her body language was all trash by the end of the fight. But Alantara didn't land anything great because of that. She didn't do anything dominant because Amanda was tired. It just ended up, it's just kind of a sloppy fight. But whatever.
It's just not high level MMA.
Yeah.
It's not. It's what it is.
Yeah. Kind of, this looked like an all right card on paper, and some of it paid off pretty well, but hard to feel hyped, man. I'm walking away from this, and I'm just kind of like,
I know.
I didn't take any of the energy out of it,
Yeah, and I wasn't that thrilled going in.
Yeah.
I'm more excited for next week's Karate Combat event than I was for this card.
Well, yeah, that's because are you going out to visit it again?
Hell yeah, I'm going out to visit it again.
See, yeah. How could you not be more excited for that?
You're gonna get his Bendo 3. Come on, now.
You're gonna get the fanboy around GSP again.
Yeah. Sam Alvey's fighting Ross Levine for the heavyweight title, and guess who's cornering Sam Alvey? The UFC middleweight champion, Sean Strickland.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm gonna try to score an interview with him. We'll see.
Now I have to wonder if it's going to be him and Alvey's wife together, because Strickland having to.
You don't.
I would not want her to have to put up with Sean Strickland for like the whole time through a fight.
Oh, I'm sure she has spent a lot of time putting up with Sean Strickland.
Yeah,
I think she's accustomed to it. But yeah, I just think it's going to be a bigger event than what we saw tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can't argue with that. We got one question here that feels worth addressing. Does the 50-44 and versus Gutierrez concern anyone slightly? I didn't think round 5 was a 10-8, which is what I have to assume got scored a 10-8. But doesn't concern me too much. It was Song on top for pretty much the whole thing after that stupid Imanari roll, so I can see how a judge on a bad day would make that call.
It was a Gutierrez was on the business end of a 10-8. Not because of what Song was doing, but for being a dork.
Yeah, it was the Imanari penalty
and do this Imanari bullshit. It's like, 10-8 you.
Yeah. I'm not really
everybody's time.
It feels like the kind of fluky play in MMA scoring that we're gonna see. You see every day, every event. It's not,
But on the same token, the Iron Turtle shouldn't have lost.
Exactly. Like that to me is much more.
Probably shouldn't have won. I don't know.
Yeah.
So the judge and Adelaide Bird was on that opening, the one judging that opening fight also.
Yeah. All right. Well,
not a great card.
No, we're gonna drop in with some bonus content over on a Substack, but otherwise, I think we're gonna wrap this up early. Usually we have more to talk about, but this is just kind of a low energy event, honestly.
Yeah, with a bunk main event.
Yeah. So, thanks everyone for joining in. You can find me on Twitter at Zane Simon. You can find Eddie on Twitter at the Eddie Mercado. You can find both of us over at BloodyElbow.com, and of course, sign up for our Substack. Helps us out, keeps us running, keeps us doing the vivisection for free and all that for everybody. Sign up, get some bonus content, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you next time. Adios.